So good day, friends. We are going to talk about the first module in the organizational behavior, session 1. So in this session we are going to see what is the meaning of organizational behavior, why must we study organizational behavior, what are the models of OB, benefits of studying OB, and OB as an interdisciplinary subject. We will not be able to see all the topics at one go. We will try to see the first 2 or 3 topics for today. So the meaning of OB, organizational behavior, is a compound word. One is organization, another one is behavior. Organization means coming together of people or grouping of people, one or more people together. People go to church together, people go to temple together, people go to weddings together, people go to play sports together. So there is always people socializing with one another, which means there is a group. And people are social animals, said one of the social scientists. Therefore, the way how people come to another person, make friendship, make acquaintance, and the way how they deal with other people is the behavior. So we are going to study organizational behavior, which means behavior of human beings within an organizational setup, that is either a group or a club or in some form of togetherness. So it's an application of knowledge about people and groups. Second point, the study of the way of interaction of people within a group, how people are responding to one another, and interpretation of people's organization relationship. And purpose is to build better relationship. Here the very idea is that we are trying to understand what are the reasons that the conflicts arise in organizations between two individuals. What is the essence or the crux of conflict? So the organizational behavior as a study helps us understand, analyze the root of the problem and tries to eliminate it. Definitions of organizational behavior, I am reading it out for you. OB is directly concerned with understanding, prediction and control of human behavior, said Luthans. OB is a field of study and application of knowledge how people act or behave within organization, says Davis Newstrom. OB is a field of study that investigates impact of an individual and the group on organization. Right? So this says Stephen Robbins. I failed to mention it here. It is Stephen Robbins. So in all these 3 definitions, one thing is clear. It is a field of study. It is a scientific approach. It is a research-oriented, systematic approach in order to understand people individually and collectively, how they behave, how they act, how they respond given certain situations. So that's the essence of organizational behavior. Now the third topic that we are going to see today is the organizational business behavior models. So OB models are of 4 types. One is called as an autocratic model, custodial model, collegial model and supportive model. Model is nothing but an idea, a conceptual framework, a construct, an edifice that is trying to understand or determine the culture or the concept of how people and humans relate, react, respond with one another. How does the employer or the management, the employees or the workers are relating to one another? How does worker relate between workers, that is co-workers? So all these things are discussed in these models. So first let us go for the autocratic model. Autocratic model of organizational behavior is that it focuses on power of command over subordinates. Here there are people who would try to dominate over others, who would try to make their point as a final point, who would try to instruct others, give commands to others, and would always make attempts to control others. So such a type of relationship within an organization, it is called as an autocratic model. Generally in the military and army and defense personnel, such type of behavior is very common and it is accepted. Next is the custodial model. Here, the focus is on employees' satisfaction and security. How does the employee feel happy? Whether they are glad that they are part of this organization? Are they working sufficiently hard? Because they know that their bread and butter is assured. So that is called as a custodial model. So this is typically where the people would want to go to a government organization, work for a public sector unit or places or a bank or in a safer environment, secure environment where the job security is there. The third one is a supportive model. It depends on the leadership instead of power and money, where the leader becomes very, very important. If the leader is going to be the most charismatic person, even if the payment or the salaries are lesser, people tend to work in their organizations and struggle for the organizations and make sacrifices for the organization. There are a lot of such leaders. For instance, even Mahatma Gandhi was a leader where he attracted huge masses of people who left their their jobs that were paying them enormous money or the positions and the lucrative jobs and these things in order to become a part of the freedom movement. It all became because of the leadership. Then comes the collegial model, which relates to a body of persons or people having common purpose. Typical example will be a startup, where the startup is where people come together on an idea and they want to prove their worth to the society and to the world at large. So this is the end of session 1.